So, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to another fabulous session. And I feel extremely honored and proud on behalf of entire RSB family to welcome one of the finest professionals we have in the country, one of the top CEOs. He's Mr. Mukesh Sabharwal, CEO at Asian Heart Institute and Research Center, Mumbai. As you know, that is one of the finest institutions, not only in India, Asia, but also in the world. Uh, Sir, is a persuasive and influential C-level professional offering more than 35 years of service and having a rich experience and year-on-year success in achieving revenue and business growth objectives within prestigious and established organizations in the healthcare, medical equipment, eye care, pharma industry. Innovation focused change agent with success in transforming business through revolutionary operational strategies, highly successful in driving large-scale revenue and profit gains, as well as enhancing on organizational productivity and performance. Outstanding success in building and maintaining relationship with key corporate decision makers, doctors and healthcare professionals, and establishing large volume and high profit accounts and maintaining top and bottom line profitability. Now, Mr. Sabharwal, after completed his graduation from Indore University, uh, he began his career in sales and marketing with Sinamid, a leading pharma multinational, and was instrumental in launching ophthalmic surgical business in India, where he has spent maximum tenure of his career in business in various roles. Mr. Mukesh has strong people connect and believes in coaching and training of his team, and has a belief nothing is impossible. Now, prior to joining Apollo Spectra, as a COO and Vice President, Mr. Mukesh has spent 30 years with diverse roles with Vasan Healthcare as Vice President, Medford Hospitals as General Manager, and Bausch and Lomb as National Head Business Development and Service. During his tenure in these organizations, in Vasan, Mr. Mukesh spearheaded a strength of 450 employees in North Zone, including center managers and unit heads. Played a key role in successfully setting up and increasing centers from 5 to 18 in North Zone, with revenue increase from 1 crore to 5 crores per month. He supervised corporate marketing, empanelments, crisis management, doctor recruitment, and profit and loss management. He created well-defined plans for business, cost optimization, and performance management, including of marketing support, sales, branding, and alliance creation. He initiated new innovative customer relationship management programs focused on educational program and to increase patient awareness, major eye-related disorders. During his stint as the Chief Operating Officer and Vice President, Mr. Mukesh was instrumental from inception in establishing and managing 12 Apollo Spectra hospitals, a large team of 650 plus employees for implementing procedures, service standards for achieving business excellence. Together with business development, marketing, operations, and profit and loss responsibility, Apollo Spectra is the largest and only multi-specialty short-stay chain of hospitals in India, with a vision to become the preferred destination for patients and surgeons for elective orthopedic, general surgery, other short-stay surgical procedures. Now, in March 2021, Mr. Mukesh has taken up the position as the Chief Executive Officer at Asian Heart Institute and Research Center, Mumbai. Asian Heart Research Institute is India's #1 heart care hospital, has been set up with an aim to provide world-class cardiac care in India. In just 15 years, they had treated more than 380,000 plus patients and have completed over 43,000 angiographics and more than 24,000 heart surgeries. They have a staggering success rate of 99.83%. Ladies and gentlemen, the success ratio is 99.83% in bypass surgeries and an overall 99.4 in cardiac surgeries. These success rates are among the highest in the world. AHI, Asian Heart Research Institute, is India's highest accredited hospital. It is accredited by Joint Commission International, what our Vice Chairman sir was talking about, National Integrated accreditation for healthcare organizations, ISO International Organization for Standardization. So ladies and gentlemen, it's a real honor on behalf of entire RSV family. We are proud to host Mr. Mukesh Sabharwal, Chief Executive Officer, Asian Heart Institute and Research Center. I will request all the audience to give huge round of applause for Mukesh sir and his hospital, the work they are doing. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Swan. Thank you, Dr. Hari Ghosh. It is a pleasure indeed to address the youngsters. I'm seeing myself that I was 35 years back, I was in this window when I started my career. And that time, a lot of coaching and teaching was not there. Nowadays, a lot of guides and mentors are available to guide the career path. That time it was not there. You had to craft your path your way. And that is how it started off. I think thanks. I would like to thank everyone for coming and attending this workshop which is there. And I hope it will be useful for the all students who are there. So I think a few things, housekeeping things which I'll kind of tell. Please, if you have any questions during the session or after the session, please do ask. Clear your doubts which are there. If required, I think I'll ask Dr. Swan to set up a time. And later on also, if any interaction is there, I will share my mobile number to Dr. Swan. And any of you want to kind of interact or want to kind of know more about on the career path, is most welcome. I'll be most delighted to kind of guide any of one of you who wants to kind of, as this is a starting age for you, a lot of, I think nowadays admission in B school, the criteria has become a B school which gets maximum placement. So that is one of the wrong thing which is getting into the minds of the student while choosing the hospital. Choose a B school which is more on an ethical part and works on what content they are going to teach you. That is important. The mad rush is there. Students are all across the training institute which are there who are placing the people into the B school. It has become such a tight situation, and they've created such a pressure cooker environment into the system that your mind and thought processes of all students gets just blocked in one. Think out of the box. Don't be restricted to one area. No one knows where the person will go and how. You can't think of building your career. And I would suggest do and choose the line which you like. Don't follow, because what happens is, because I've seen a lot of B schools who after the course is complete, when the placement comes in, the first lot goes, good companies come in, second lot goes, third goes. I think the best one are those which are left back because they don't get placed, so they choose their path on their own. So don't worry about the placement part. I think each and every student is worried on the placement. They only think about throughout kya hoga, placement hogi, nahi hogi, forget that. Focus on your education part. If you are educated and you understand the concept and you understand the subject, placement is not at all an issue. I'll give my example because I have not changed much organization. I have either worked in ophthalmic industry, multi-speciality, and now the cardiac at the end of my career, which I have been there. So I am a strong believer of don't change the organization till it is necessary. And people usually change companies not because the company is bad or good, it's because of the boss. People leave bosses. They hardly leave companies which is there. So if you are able to manage your boss, the first thing when you get into job, try to understand and learn how to manage your boss. There's a book called Managing the Bosses. Just go through that. So if you are able to manage boss, every organization is good for you. and you will get good career path. You should understand what are the needs, requirement of the organization and focus on that. Ideally, when you're starting of the year, when you're entering into the hospital, focus on studies. Don't divert your mind into other things. Concentrate and don't get pressurized. Nowadays, what happens is there are society meetings, there are a lot of lectures, and everything has become online. The personal touch is gone. See, I believe the touch feel is very, very important in any kind of a growth factor, whether it's studies or anything. Online does give you a lot of focused hours on the study, but what comes with the touch and feel and personal interaction with your gurus, which I call, is very, very important. The living atmosphere that the COVID has created the environment, which is very, very kind of erosive in students' life. The certainty is not known. People pay heavy fees to the institute, but the entire year they're sitting home. They miss the campus, the advantages, which the college life. I think people who have missed the college life during this pandemic is the greatest loss what they have. They have missed the most wonderful years of the life are the college and school time. So school we have all seen. College, in fact, some of you have missed out, but you can't help it out now. The time is going. Focus on your studies and do what you like. I'm a very strong believer. Focus on the subject which you like and which you understand. Don't try to enter in a line which is more rewarding or more paying. Focus on the line which you understand better. Become a master of the line or a subject which you understand, then knowing a 50% of a subject which is high paying, because you will always be behind when you are, suppose you have taken finance, but your understanding of finances, you are good at HR, you like HR, but finance is more paying. So everyone runs after finance. So finance, but when you are in finance, you will never be a topper. You will be always on a lower side. The toppers will get picked up. You again will struggle and you will not get the money which you want. But similarly, if you are in HR and if you are topper over there and it's your subject of liking, you will be picked much faster and better than what you would have got into the finance. So think, learn, and then act on it. So this is very crucial time to kind of select the initial when you are into the B school to which line you want to be really, because you have already selected during the entry. I don't know, Dr. Swan will tell if the students have option to change in between a lower ranking speciality which is there or not in the system. So another thing which is currently eroding the youngsters in their career path is burning out. They really burn out very fast. Reason why? Because they get into one company for quick income. So there's become a habit. I think some management gurus have told that every 2 years, if you change the job, your increment will be much higher. Suppose if you stay in the same company for more than 2 years, you will only get 8 to 10% increment. But when you shift the company, you may get 20-25% increase. So in 3 years, if you change, 3 times if you change in 6 years, so your increment will be 20-30% or 40% more than the person who is kind of staying. But I come from the different school thought. I said, if you are capable and learning is important. In 2 years, you cannot be master of any field or any organization you join. You need to have minimum 5 years exposure in an organization to really understand the organization 360-degree level. And that is all. If you stay 5 years, automatically you get promoted and you will be at a much higher than changing it over. People do jump jobs 2 years, they get promoted also, they get increment. But then there is a time when there is a gap between understanding and the salary packet. And when this type of pandemic comes, these are the people who are shunted out from the organization first. But people who are stable, stay in there, the companies value them. Nowadays, 70% of the staff is migrant staff. Only 30% staff is the relevant staff. So people who stick to an organization, I would suggest, whenever you are getting into the corporate line, come with the mindset that you will minimum work for 5 years for this organization. Then that organization will also value you, because they also see if 100 people join in an organization, 70 will move out, only 20, 30 people will stay back. And that's why they value that. You may be a fast earner initially, but later on, those people who stick to single organization or they give at least 5 years to an organization, understand entirely the complete 360-degree learning which happens. Because 1 or 2 years, 1 year passes like this only, you just understand. Second year, you start delivering for the organization. And third and fourth year, company starts valuing you as an employee into the organization. So stick to that. Don't, because concept has changed. The thought processes have changed. I come from old school of thoughts. I give my example. I started as a medical representative at a small post with a salary of 700 rupees at that time. But pure hard work, consistency, delivering, when your managers start valuing your this thing. And there was a time I used to meet 10 doctors a day. Now 10 doctors meet me every day for employment. So that's a reverse situation which is happening. I don't have a MBBS degree. I don't have a MS degree. I have a plain graduate of that time. But that time, the plain graduation was also more than the MBA. I tried my hands on MBA, but I miserably failed. I did 1 year and then I got out. I was not able to complete my management course. So don't worry about whether certain on the students get very pressed. 99 से 98% हो गए तो क्या होगा? 98 to 7% क्या हो गया? After your first job, all these percentages go for a toss. It is then what you speak in the interview is more relevant than the percentage. So I was reading one article of Zomato as well as 1 or 2 more companies. They were saying that we don't hire highly qualified people because they come with their own set of whims and very high level institutes. They say we prefer not on the top B schools, we prefer students, and they all because they're very good for these startups. The other thing, whenever you are choosing an organization, choose what is right for you. If you want to kind of startups are very good for making career and innovation, and you want a faster growth. So if you get into a good startup, the working atmospheres are totally different in the startups which are coming up. It's more of an enjoyment working rather than a pressure working. The IT industry has become very pressuresome because their duty hours to everything, it's completely changed. So choose an organization which is little different, little store. And healthcare is also a very important kind of a market which you should explore your hands. So healthcare is one, it will never get obsolete. Healthcare and education, these are 2 things which will never die. The rest, everything, hospitality has died down completely, which no one said that hospitality also used to be a part that the food business will never drop. But now this COVID time, hospital has survived, education has survived. Hospitality has gone for a toss. 50% of the hotels in the India are almost in a shutdown situation. And it used to be a high-flying job for everyone, white-collar jobs. So people really enjoyed the flamboyant job profile which they have over there. If 5-star में काम कर रहे हैं, इधर काम कर रहे हैं. But now those all people are on the road. So hospital is one industry which will never fade, and education is one industry which will never fade. So opt for healthcare, I would suggest, because unlike other organizations, most of the hospitals have a very strict working hour for the employees. Leave out to the few management, which is senior management, people do have time, login time and login out. Because in places like Mumbai, if they miss a bus, then it is very difficult. So in Mumbai, the staff work on their watch. They have to catch 6:15 bus or a train, so they will 100% catch that. So everything in Mumbai is very systematic. In other metros, it is little different. But majority of the places, the timings are working hours are very fixed, and it's a very balanced life in healthcare. So choose a line which you like and which you are interested in it. I'm again reinstating on this again and again. Do what you like. Don't do what others like or what your group circle is kind of deciding it. First, analyze what is your core strength in the entire curriculum. Which department you like most and which department you understand the most. Focus on that, master that, and go in that industry, which is there. The other important thing which I want to kind of restate is money initially is required. It's a short term which is there. For a hard-working guy and an intelligent guy who knows how to deliver on time and is more sincere, the biggest thing when you enter into any organization, ensure discipline is most important. If you are disciplined in your timings, people will love you. Discipline in organizing yourself, people will love you. So discipline is very, very important into the system and life. Why army men are so kind of when they can do it, why can't students do it? Suppose place yourself, you have joined army instead of B school or instead of any corporate. How things would have been moving? The click of the clock. To get that discipline in your life, you will succeed with it. Hard work, there is no substitute to hard work. Yes, next 10 years are very important. A lot of hard work is required till you reach to a stage of working. I would also like to kind of throw some light on the healthcare portfolios which are available for the peaceful people. So in the healthcare, the opportunities are multi-level opportunities are there. There are opportunity in HR department. There are opportunity in operation and customer care. So that is what can be chosen. There are opportunities in quality. There are opportunities in marketing and sales. So these all the departments there. The interest level which you have, you can choose it if you want to come to a healthcare industry. IT industry is good and very good, rewarding on a pay structure wise also. But balance of life is very different. Basically, these are all international companies where you work in night and in daytime. It's almost the reverse cycle which is there. So think and decide what you want to kind of do it out. And I kind of I want to wish all the best to all of you. Do great and take name of your institute to the next level. I think Dr. Swan should be proud of the students which are there, and be in touch with your gurus. Make your mentor. choose your mentor in your life. It really helps. Always have a mentor in your life who can guide, coach you to the next level. Guide is very important in life. कहते गुरु कहते हैं ना, पहले गुरु होते थे. Even Ram and even all Pandavas and everyone had gurus. That is how they learned. So Guru, start respecting your gurus, which is important. Start taking the knowledge what they have. Take guidance from them. That is very important. Sure, if anyone has any questions or would like to have more interactive session with the team members, if you can just, if any queries, questions are there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there any question till now?
Yes, sir. I do have a question, sir.
Okay.
So my name is Jyoti. A very good afternoon from my side.
Namaste, Jyoti.
Yes, sir. So the death of people is like 17 lakh people die every year due to heart attacks.
Right.
And in my UG, I was in National Service Scheme. We had a camp days for 7 days in a slum area. So we had to do a campaign on cancer and how to reduce the heart attacks. So when we were doing the campaign at that places, when we were saying people to have healthy diets and to prevent the heart attack tips, people were like, why should I listen to you? I know to take care of myself. People were literally not interested to hear about our campaigns. And when I Googled right now, it says that the heart rates in 2030 will be increased by 2.3 crores every year. So what are your views on this, sir?
I think very valid point, Jyoti. See, the education makes a lot of difference. The population which is educated and understands the need is very important. India has a culture it's more of a casual culture or a casual approach. So till the time the problem hits you, you don't look out for solutions. That has been so healthcare is the most ignored. Healthcare is the most ignored line in the priority in any family. Whether they want to get it insurance, if you see the percentage penetration of insurance is very negligible in India compared to US, UK, Europe, where 100% people are insured and their focus and GDP of all the countries is much higher than in healthcare compared to India. India spends hardly anything onto the healthcare. Only after Mr. Narendra Modi has come in, we have started pumping money in the healthcare. Prior to that, there was no concern. जो मरता है मर जाए, जो करता है करता है, खाना पीना चाहिए. We want to kind of just eat our food, and our eating habits are very oily in India. We eat more of a fried food, especially in the areas where the slums you are talking. The hygiene is another part. So yes, and adulteration is the biggest cause of heart problems. It is not you eat fried food and all, still you will survive. But the adulterated oil, milk, food, vegetable are the biggest cause of health ailments in country. They are bigger than the COVID. I can tell you. So this adulteration is really going to kind of give a real healthcare issues. To be very careful what you are eating and where you are eating. So if getting a cheap stuff somewhere, ensure that there would be a mixing of something either in the oil or in the milk or the food. Be very careful on a cheap joints places. Eat quality food. Start living quality life, which is important. Spend a little more, but be safe.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions?
Hi, sir. This is Ajay here.
Yeah, Ajay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
So, you are coming from a top cardiac service hospital, Asian Heart. So, but
Yeah.
around India, there are no much branches of the Asian Heart hospitals. Why it is like this, sir? Because you have the class and the quality you are delivering is it's worldwide, it's world class. So, you can introduce more branches around India, so it will help the public life.
It will be good to know we are opening soon in Bhubaneswar. We are planning to open because the government of Bhubaneswar wants an Asian Heart over there. Yeah, I'll tell you, this hospital is driven by one single doctor, which is Dr. Ramakant Panda, whose success rate is such high, 99.8%. So we are very few surgeons who have such kind of a success rate. So his following and waiting list is very high. Some doctors have God come in their hand when they are operating. And he has treated people who are almost dead patients every day. All patients which are refused by all the hospitals, they come over here. So you cannot have multiple Dr. Panda in the country. You have handful of 8 to 10 such kind of doctors across world who do such class work and level of work. Other hospitals or any hospital will finish up a cardiac surgery in 3 to 4 hours. The doctor takes minimum 6 to 8 hours because he puts more number of grafts in the heart, so that after 2 years or 3 years again, the patient doesn't have the same problem. He tries to treat problem at least for next 30 years patient is healthy and healthy. So the art of doing surgery, you cannot copy. So, and there are limitations of the fund. Dr. Panda started barehandedly. There was no legacy. He came from US after his completing his course at Cleveland Institute. He did job at various tertiary care hospitals like Just Lok, Rich Candy, and other places. He used to live in 2 BHK flat. He didn't had even a car when he was in Mumbai. He used to go on taxis and bus. And the biggest thing is that he was the only doctor who has the policy of not giving, is deadly against cut practice. Is really against cut practice. This is the only institute in the country which doesn't give any cut to any person who sends the patient. Otherwise, maximum hospital, other hospital, their business is dependent on the GPs and all, because they refer the patients and they get a cut out of it. Whether it is pathology or anything. Today, without cut practice, India doesn't work. This is the only institute which has zero such practices, whether the patient is sent or not. So doctors send their relative for doing. They may not send the patient who are needy, but for their mother, father, relative, they come to this institute. So all premium doctors, all premium, all ministers, all everyone, the name is so high. He has a huge list of lined up cases. To replicate this doctor, they will require another 10 years. So now he has replicated 1 or 2 doctors or trained 1 or 2 doctors who can take over. It's almost 25 years he has been in the journey. It's time for him to kind of in next 10 years to retire off also. So he's creating a second in line. Funds are definitely very important. And time is also important. The promoter didn't had any kind of a time. So I have joined, one of the main focus areas is on the expansion of the hospital chain. But it would be very difficult to kind of have Dr. Panda at every place to operate. The branches can be opened. Opening branches is not an issue. You can get a lot of cardiac surgery. But he comes from a school of thought, if a patient is on the table, he should get the best. That is why he has not opened much of the branches.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, if I may, just to add to your point, sir, opening a hospital in multiple chains is never, it's not similar to a retail store where, you can have multiple franchisees or such. Someone as respected as Dr. Panda, heading the hospital is the USP. So, yes, there are 1 or 2 hospital chains, but that works in a different model. Here the quality is of the paramount importance. So, to answer to the student's question, I think that also makes a huge difference. The healthcare cannot be, expanded just in the whims and fancy of the market. It has to be also, the quality control has to be looked at very importantly, like sir said, like Mukesh sir said. And apart from that, it's also important to, cordon off the required finances to expand in a gradual manner, if I'm not wrong, sir.
Yeah. And he has 370 steps, which he does in a cardiac surgery. And in every surgery, 370 are done. There is no shortcut. He follows that policy that every 300, in every minimum, those 370 steps are definitely done in any surgery. Which in today's generation, they will try to finish up in 2 hours and move it forward and clear the other patient. They will just put two grafts and move the patient out. At least at next 5 years, he'll come again. So thought process is different. Yeah. They want his patient to come again. He doesn't want his patients to come back again for surgery again.
Very true. And also the whole OT rentals and all those kind of economics shouldn't factor into the patient's welfare. I think that is also something which...
Very true. Any other questions about the career path? Yeah, Pooja.
Pooja here, sir. Sir, the Indian population or the Indian society is still kind of orthodox about organ pledging and organ donation and all of that, sir. So because of this, we see that a lot of needy patients actually don't get what they might need, even though the death is also there. People die, but still. So how can we change this, sir, in the coming years?
I think continuous education is the only way. As 50% of the country population is not educated, the education is the only way forward. I think our Prime Minister is doing great work in educating at least every woman in the country is educated. Every child is educated. Now, there is a thought process. You must have seen, even an auto rickshaw guy, even a pan guy, their kids are getting graduated. They're focusing on studies now. If you have more educated society, they will focus on this. So, yes, we have huge organs getting wasted yearly. Pledging a simple like cornea, which can immediately, it's a 2 minutes procedure. Donation of a cornea is not there. You know which is the country which is donating highest corneas in the country, in the world? Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka donates the highest. They are so focused, and when the militancy was there, the amount of corneas used to come to India to give vision to so many people was huge. Now, after this, all is over, the terrorism is over, the death rate is low now there, the number has come down. But Sri Lanka, like country, had that of donating eyes. They have the habit of donating eyes. So if that kind of a preaching goes, whether it is from gurus or this thing, because if a spiritual guru says donating organ is not good in India, you should not donate your eye, ye atma transfer ho jayegi and all, then it is not good. If all gurus, teachers, guide, the next generation is very open and upcoming. After 10 years, you will have a different breed altogether, forward going, and they are not more into this more spiritual things which are there. But till the time you have that, it's difficult. The vote politics also, you see, everything is there. It rotates around the spirituality. So unless until these gurus, the Jain gurus, the Hindu gurus, the Muslim gurus start preaching them, even for vaccination, you have seen, no, a certain thing, don't get vaccinated. Better die, but not get vaccinated. It's something real, a negative proposition about vaccine. I hope every one of you have got vaccinated yourself.
Yes, sir.
Both the doses. I think that is very important. Get yourself vaccinated, be safe. Three things which are very important I would like to highlight to be on a safe: wear mask, hand hygiene, which is sanitize your hands and all, and go out only when it is necessary. Just don't roam around. It's very, very dangerous. Third wave will hit India in coming time. It's already in US, UK. Casualness again, we are seeing heavy rush all across, and again people are not using masks. Avoid that. If you want to be safe, do that. Don't be casual. This this virus is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. You don't know how it is going to and how long it is going to stay. No one can predict. No one can predict. So it is better. Prevention is better than cure, to prevent yourself. And similarly, pass this information to your family members also and educate them also. Going out is not good at this time. Traveling is not good. Only go out. And wonderful experience. I think the positivity of COVID, I was giving a lecture on the positives of COVID. You had a very good family life. For the first time, you are staying with your family member. I think in last 35 years of my career, during this COVID time, I've stayed maximum time. I used to travel 15, 20 days in a month. During COVID time, I did 4 months work from home. I was with my family. And that is why I chose Asian Heart also, so that I can avoid traveling during this time, because in my earlier, I had 18 hospitals. From 12, they went to 18. I had to cover up that. That is why I quit Apollo and joined a single hospital.
Sir, excuse me, sir, I am Vishnu Kumar.
Yeah, Vishnu.
Sir, I am from Madurai. Tamil Nadu government says Madurai will come for AIMS hospital. That nowadays will come for small age people, will also come for cancer. Now a lot of people will dead, sir. But AIMS hospital will come for lot of equipments will provide or not, sir?
See, AIMS is a gold standard, and our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, is set to set up AIMS all across the country. So AIMS, if it comes, it will have all the equipments, but it takes time because doctors are very important. Having doctor team is very important. There are so many hospitals which are up and ready with equipments and all, but we don't produce that many doctors so that to fill up that. So doctor is major concern, especially in the smaller cities. Metros and all you may get, but as you move forward down in villages, the medical or doctor availability is very, very bleak. So, but definitely if it is an AIMS, you will get all the equipments with it. Funding is not an issue.
Hi, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy afternoon. This is Srinivas, sir.
Yes, Srinivas.
So in this COVID situation, for patients who are postulated for COVID are losing their life due to cardiac arrest, sir.
Yeah.
So is there any connection due to saturation level, or is there any connection for pneumonia, sir?
No. So I'll tell you why the cardiac arrest happens and all. So it is again lack of understanding of medication. So what had happened is, after the first wave, the prescriptions were out, self-medication was out. Everyone thought that we will take medicine and without knowing what medicine. So there was a prescribed prescription from all the hospitals, vitamin C, vitamin D, azithromycin, X and all. So these were standard procedure between. So people did had COVID. So one biggest side effect of COVID is platelets form. It's the blood clots happening in the body. So if those blood clots happen, then if they go into the heart, there will be a heart attack straight away. There is no. And there is that's why for at least 2 to 3 months, you will have to take, if you have developed COVID, anticoagulant drugs or blood thinners. This is this is a most important medication, which is not being seriously taken. Doctors do prescribe it after COVID. But as a Indian habits, after 7 days, we'll stop it out. Now we are health and fatty. Why should I take medicine for 60 days or 30 days? So that is the biggest knowledge, understanding which is there. So blood clotting is very, very common. More number of deaths will happen because of the blood clot than COVID. So people have to take 2 to 3 months. And a lot of asymptomatic COVID also develops. Suppose you get yourself tested, you may get, you already have antibodies, means you have already asymptomatic COVID patient good on. But you will be also at a risk of blood coagulation, blood clotting. Because the effect would be there. They may not have hit you or put you into the hospital. But if the COVID has entered in the body, blood clotting can happen. So that is one of the biggest side effects. So that is why the number of cases, the cardiac cases have gone up after COVID are very, very high. And brain stroke cases have also gone because of the blood clots formation after COVID.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Due to this only, I lost my grandfather after also using Ecosprin tablets.
Yeah. So Ecosprin is a blood thinner. So there are anticoagulants which are required.
Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Pavitra.
Yeah.
So, with the advent of COVID and many heart patients being vulnerable to infection, were there any new care models adopted, sir, for treating the patients?
I think care models are really, there are only three things. When you are home, when the cardiac patient is at home also, wear mask, sanitize, stay away from people. In hospital, when again the people are going, limit yourself to your rooms. Don't move around, and number of attendants should be limited only to one. What happens in an India habit, it's like a celebration when a patient gets admitted in a hospital. So you will have mama, chacha, taya, everyone visiting the hospital because he's admitted in the hospital. You should go in marriage and all, it's going. But when a person is in a hospital, avoid visiting patient in the hospital because you will get hospital-acquired infection. When you go, you are on a risk of infection. Any patient coming outside and people meeting, avoid, because this is a very wrong myth in India. Anyone who gets admitted in the hospital, the entire family, all relatives will at least give one visit. Please educate them. When anyone is admitted in the hospital, please don't go to the hospital. Avoid hospital visits, whether it is COVID situation or whether it is a non-COVID situation. So it's very, very difficult. You see, you go outside, you are traveling, you're with sweat, and you go in a room with so many bacteria inside the patient room, and you leave some infection over there, and you will come out. There's no bet. How can there are always chances of risk to the patient whom you are visiting. So avoid those things. I think the three things: mask, sanitization. You have to have thorough. And I will also give a tip: this over usage of hand sanitizer. So if you do more than 3 times, it will not be effective. And there has to be a certain duration of time when you sanitize. Because people have got habit of every 2 minutes sanitizing, every 3 minutes, spoil you all skin and you will have a lot of skin problems. And once sanitized nicely, it remains till 3 to 4 hours. And once you have used sanitizer 3 times, then you use it 100 times also, it will not have that system. Because these things are not taught in the textbooks and all. But you will have a very severe effect on the skin. So excess of anything is bad. Excess usage of anything is bad. Use double mask whenever you're going. Don't use a single mask. Use proper surgical mask when you're going out. In home and all, you can wear your cloth mask and all. But when you're moving outside, what happens is cloth mask, we'll keep it in our pocket. We'll keep it in. It's unhygienic. And it's washed and all. It's not sterilized. So the cloth mask is fine when you are in the limit, but we are going to a danger place. Please wear surgical mask. It is now not costing much. It's 150 paisa or 1 rupee. And wear double mask where the risk is high, where heavy load of population or heavy lot of rush is there. Please wear double mask. It will protect you much better. Especially while traveling in train, bus and all, wear double mask. It will protect you much
better. Sir, I have another question, sir.
Yeah, Jyoti.
So like in 1980s and 90s, there were people who were getting cardiac arrest or going through angioplasty surgery at the age of 70, 75 something. And now in our generation, people of 35, 40 are going through angioplasty surgery, or they are facing their death situation due to cardiac arrest. So what is the main reason
Stress,
between that, sir?
stress and eating habits. So earlier people used to eat a lot of ghee, healthy leaf, diet was very good, timely eating was there. So all those things were there. Now we have transferred to burger, pizzas and all those things. So the fat, what kind of a fat you eat, it depends on that. Ghee is a good substitute, but the other fats are really bad, which affect the heart. So thinning of the blood and exercise is important. So people now, there used to be a lot of manual labor and your exposure to sun was very high. Earlier people used to sweat a lot. So those all, because everything is AC, house is AC, vehicle is AC, your offices are AC, so exposure to sun is hardly any. And if you don't get exposed to sun, a lot of foreigners come to India to take sun because their country doesn't have the sunlight. So they come specifically to India to get that. And in India, it is available in abundance, but we don't use it out. We don't move it out. We don't sweat out nowadays. We love sweating out in gym, but we don't love sweating out in sun. So those things are there. So that is why this change in lifestyle is causing. And stress is the biggest. So I remember as a student in school or college, earlier there was hardly any stress. Now, right from 11th, what you want to choose or a 10th, the pressure of family is so high on students. And then you get into college. By the time you complete your college, and if you are in a professional college, the stress levels are to the next level. There are no eating habits. They will have classes at night, midnight, everything will happen. The stress is causing and then you get into a corporate life where the delivery is very. So earlier those kind of things were not there. Hardly there any industries there. So this corporate industrialization is the biggest cause. And if you see, these are the most young guns who get cardiac arrest. Who have risen up the ladder very high. They've taken a lot of stress. And in age of 40, they get arrested and then they say he will not work after this now. So early burning or burning up, which is called. So I think take life very easy. Take that much pressure only which you can absorb. A shock absorber, if a lot of pressure is given, it will break. Don't take that much of pressure. Ease of your life. Today I see, whenever I meet a student, a lot of tension, a lot of pressure I see on their face. A lot of pressure. They don't enjoy. They've stopped enjoying. Their only enjoyment is mobile phone, nothing else. Go out, play outdoor games. They're very useful. Play table tennis, long tennis, other outdoor games. Focus on outdoor. Football, hockey. These are the sports you should play. Badminton. Go outside and play. Leave mobile. Mobile is another one big cause of because 24/7 the tuck, the messages keep on. You are not never in peace. Midnight also messages are coming. So if your mind is not at rest, it requires minimum 6 to 8 hours of sleep is very important. So have that peaceful sleep. But I would suggest when you get into the corporate, we welcome you to the corporate, don't get stressed out. See, I've seen all the journeys. This is my experience, I can tell. During my time when I was also young and all, so I used to work like mad. Morning, evening, no time, no food, all the time with laptop and all. What did I got? I got diabetes. I got blood pressure. I got all kind of a gastric problem which I had. So then one day I decided this is end of it. I will enjoy the work which I'll do and I'll thoroughly enjoy what I am doing. And I will not take pressure of any kind, whatsoever it comes. The focus is believe in yourself and be positive all the time. Never let negativity come over you. Be positive. So that is one mantra. Be positive. Always. You will never have any problem. Let the problem not get into your head. Otherwise, only bimari lagegi, nothing else. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question, sir. So myself, Akash from second year. So I have while go through the Asian Heart in the Google, so I have found that article that in 2011 Heart Foundation heart treatment was done by robotics, sir. So what is the present and future of the AI, machine learning, big data analytics in the overall art cardio?
See, I'll tell you, robotic and individual hand, the only difference is the precision part. The robotic are also driven by doctors only. Try to understand. So that is why robotic is good, but it takes much longer time also. And your control levels are very less because you are sitting in a, doctor is sitting in a room and patient is inside the theater. And through joysticks, he has to manage and do the surgery part. Otherwise, when he is on the table with the patient, is more near to the patient and all. So both school of thoughts are good. That's a technology which is advanced. Yes, it is more precise. For kind of a very complicated cases, very difficult cases, robotic I would suggest. But for a routine and all those things, normal thing. For a technology, there are certain areas robotic will work wonderfully. But nothing better than the normal hands of a surgeon which are there. Because only robotic also surgeon has to do. He may not be a good car driver, but he may be a good surgeon at this moment. So it's like driving a car, sitting in another room for doing a surgery. So that also requires a lot of training and skill set. Robotic is not an easy game. You require a lot of training and skill set which is required. But yes, robotic is the way, but it's a very expensive. It is 10 times more expensive than the normal surgery cost. It's not, when in Indian condition, only very few percentage of people would be able to afford it.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Pavitra, apart from all these factors, some people may get cardiac problems due to hereditary or genes. And how to overcome that kind of situations?
I think it's very difficult to avoid the hereditary part. The hereditary part, if you know that you are a hereditary, a regular checkup is very, very important. A frequent health checkup is very important wherever the hereditary cardiac problem is there. Get echo, get stress test done on a routine basis. Because if you are a hereditary, you may get it at 40, 45 also. If your father has got or a mother has got an attack in early ages or have passed away because of cardiac, it's better first have good food habits, good lifestyle, and continuously monitoring. That is the only thing. If you reach hospital on time, you can survive. Maybe the parents of people who could not survive during that time, medical facilities were not available. They were not very near to the hospital, where the technologies are different. So you can, the life of the patient, which people who are having hereditary problem can be saved now. And if there is an earlier, see nowadays you have CT angio, which is a very useful device for detecting cardiac blocks. Earlier, no one, only it was when you do the angiography only, then you will come to know. No, technology advances has come. There's a 10,000-15,000 rupees CT, cardiac CT you come. You will know what is your state of your heart. You can monitor them. People, especially who have a hereditary, if they see if there is a blockage, proactively they get the blockage or a stenting done. Then they will not be at a risk of the hereditary part.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yeah, but.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Myself, Bharati Kannan, sir. I have went through your website, sir. I see a unique that while loading, it shows like heart rate, sir. Loading. And when I scroll this success, it shows the success rate 99.83%, sir.
Right.
It's very nice to see, sir. But
it's very rare also. It's very, in cardiac surgery, it is very rare.
Yeah, sir.
In cardiac surgery, I'll tell you, Dr. Panda, how did he build his practice? So in the hospital, there was a case which came in. He was in, I think, Bridge Kennedy or Just Look their time. And everyone said, all cardiac surgeons said, I will not touch this patient. He'll die. This patient, if we do operate, doctor, in any way, if no one operates, he was going to die. Dr. Panda said, I will operate this patient.
Oh.
So that is the patient, and that patient is still alive.
Oh.
See, so he operated, and he operated multiple levels of such cases where everyone used to, if a patient used to come to him, let him die, he used to cure them, operate them, and send them back. And that is why from zero money, he made this empire of Asian Heart Institute.
Oh, it's very nice.
So it's all earned during this last 20 years. He has made this money. Till 2016, he was living with his kids in 2 BHK small bedroom house in Mumbai.
Oh.
He had built such a big hospital, but still his living was, now only he has taken a big house and all, and kids are studying, are abroad. So that is the lifestyle he has led. So he was fully dedicated in treating patients and treating all sorts of patients who everyone used to say no. He used to operate.
Okay. So how in a COVID situation, how would you have this success rate, sir?
See, COVID, yeah. See, we are making a lot of huge losses. We are operating only 2 patients a day nowadays.
Oh.
We only take, the hospital was shut down for almost a year. Asian Heart Institute was shut down with 100 employees and Dr. Panda and doctor team inside the hospital. 1 year, they all were inside the hospital. The gates of the hospital were locked. Only patient in ambulance used to come in, get in, go to the ICU and theater, and used to get out. Not a single person or anyone was allowed inside the hospital. No visitors. So that is how 1 year they maintained the COVID. Because in starting in the April, when it happened, 31 employees of Asian Heart got infected from COVID. That is the time Dr. Panda decided 100 people will close them out. It's a very, very negative environment when you're staying in a hospital, eating there and all, you're not going out. You are totally quarantined in a hospital for almost a year. So hats off to all the sisters, doctors of Asian Heart Institute and all across country who have treated COVID patients. So our focus was only all these emergency cases, all the cases which are coming for emergency, who can wait, they can wait. That is how we have the hospital has taken heavy losses. Where you were doing 20 surgeries or 15 surgeries, you're doing 2 surgeries only, you will not make money.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Those are only surgeries which required surgery at the immediate moment.
Yes,
and Dr. Panda himself he still stays inside the hospital. He only goes once in a week out of hospital. He still doesn't, from theater to his room, he has not started his physical OPDs also because of the safety of the patient, because he is with the patient inside the theater. He doesn't want to pass any kind of infection.
Right. After hearing these informations, I'm eagerly to meet him, sir.
Most welcome. Come down, right? See his videos. You'll really get charged after seeing. He runs one of the biggest child heart surgery program also.
Okay,
so there was a time where the machines broke in the KEM hospital where 100 kids were lying or would have died. He opened his hospital for them and operated those kids in the hospital free of charge.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So is there any question from anybody?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, sir.
My question is that whenever I hear my generation people as to what they want to become, none of them are willing to be doctors or enter the medical field, like saying various reasons, even including me, if I would say. So how do you see that, or why do you think that's a reason?
I think earlier, during our time, there were only three lines: engineering, medical, and commerce. These were only the three lines available during our generation time. And medical used to be the premium one. It was the most, and then followed by engineering and then commerce. So commerce, only people who would not get into medical or engineering would take commerce. That was the situation. Now it's a reverse cycle. Commerce is, CA has become one of the most popular lines, which is there. Engineering is another one. And medical is now on the third step. Reason is very, very clear. It takes a lot of time. Medical takes a lot of time because it is to be dealing and treating patients and people and giving life to them. And it is not easy to learn that. So that is why there are 5 years of MBBS followed by 2 years of 1 year of internship, and then there is a post graduation and further specialization which is there. So usually it takes 10 years and then you get a job which is 80,000 lakh rupees. Today, once you pass out from institute and all, between 2 to 3 years, you do a 3 years management program or 2 years management program after graduation. In 6th or 7th or 8th year, you start earning 80,000 lakh rupees, which is important. But for a medical student, life starts after 40. That is the situation. Their success starts after 40. Because they cannot do marketing also to get the patients. So they survive on word of mouth. They treat one patient, that one patient goes and tells 10 patients, and that is how their market grows. And that is how they build their practice. So it is not kind of a ready-made solution. But doctors are very important in life. See, still the seats are not available. The population is such high. Still, if you almost double or triple the seats which are available in the medical, see, if there are 100 students and there are 10 medical seats, the 90 people will go to other field. Because the majority are going to the other field, only 10. But 10 are full. And out of which 50% are reserved category for that. So then you have left with only 50%. So yes, the other lines are very lucrative nowadays compared to medical because a lot of hard work is required and people don't want to do hard work. That is it. And it requires a lot of precision also. If you want to become a surgeon, it will take 10 years to kind of master yourself in a surgeon. So it's tough line. Engineering is easy, 3-4 years, you're done with it. Then you do an MBA and then you're out of it. So those things are that to be. And if you want to get into also medical, you may not get it. If you try also, no, it's very difficult. And in private medical college, the seats are like 2 crores, 2.5 crores, 1.5 crores. So you don't get, or even for a dental seat today, 50 lakh, 1 crore in private colleges required. So seats are not available. Don't think that no one is going to medical. Medical is still and will always be full. No, it is never. You don't have a place. You have to, and in private colleges, you have to pay heavily. And majority now the doctors like Dr. Panda, both the son and daughter are not. One is a financial banker, another was a startup company. Both of them are not doctors. They didn't come in doctors. They have chosen their own path of growth.
It's wonderful.
Because when I heard only like whoever I was asking, they were like, oh, no daughter, I'm not going to medicine. I was like, how will the future be if they're like, no daughters? I didn't know the other side of the fact that seats are still...
First of all, the 50% are already reserved for the classes which is there. Only 50% is left. Usme bhi to get in, it's a tough competition. It's very difficult to clear a medical exam. Not easy.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. I mean, it was a lot of learning for all of us. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Mukesh Agarwal, CEO, Asian Heart Institute and Research Center, one of the topmost CEOs, very, very highly rated for all of you. Sir, thank you very much. It was an honor. Over to Mahajabin for a formal vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to the illustrious Chief Speaker, respected Director, and esteemed faculties, and my dear friends. It's a great honor and privilege for me to render the vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the entire institution of Rajalakshmi School of Business, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our speaker, Mr. Mukesh Sabharwal, CEO, Asian Heart Institute and Research Center, Mumbai, for taking his precious time out and consenting to be the chief speaker. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts. Thank you, sir. A special mention to our venerable director, Dr. Dindayal Swine, for being the catalyst and standing as the tower of encouragement. Thank you, sir. Also, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all the attendees for all their active participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mahajabin.
Thank you, everyone, and wishing you a very healthy and prosperous future.
Sir, I will just request you for 5 seconds for a photograph. So if, ladies and gentlemen, if you can open your camera. Yeah, Pavitra, Akash, you are on the front screen. Sandhya, so please open your microphone. Sir, another 5 seconds. Yes. Sir, thank you very much, sir. I mean, it's an honor to host you, sir. Looking forward, and ladies and gentlemen, you'll be very happy to know that sir is very open. If you are good, if you have got skill sets, I mean, he'll be very happy, to see your candidature in times to come.
I like to kind of get few of the candidates from your school for sure.
Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.